Assalamu alaikum girls. This is your biology class and we were studying about inheritance. The unit name was inheritance and the topic we were studying about was Mendel's law of inheritance. Like there are two laws. We have discussed the first law and now we are coming towards the second law, which is Mendel's law of independent assortment. So now he studied two contrasting traits at a time, and these kind of um, crosses are known as dihybrid crosses. He performed experiments on two seed traits, for example shape and color. So now two traits are being studied. The trait of round seeds, it is controlled by allele R, and the wrinkled is by small r. Then yellow seed color is by capital Y, and which is dominant, and green is controlled by like small y. Mendel crossed a true breeding plant that had a round yellow seeds. True breeding means there is no uh, there is no codominance present, which means there is no allele present which can be dominated. So both the alleles are dominant and there is no recessive gene present. Okay, see capital R, capital R, capital Y, and capital Y. So then wrinkled green seeds, small r, small y, and small y. Again, true breeding. Now we want true breeding. Why true breeding? Because we want all the pure recessive traits, like all the pure recessive genes. The genotype must be pure for recessive also and for dominant also. Now the seeds in F1 generation were round yellow. All the seeds in F1 generation were round and yellow because both these traits are dominant. So the first filial generation was round and yellow. So there was a Punnett square and then round and yellow. Next one was F1 seeds grew into plants. They were self-fertilized. This F1 seeds were taken and then they were self-fertilized. The cross produced seed with, now they had 4 phenotypes. Okay, there were 315 round yellow seeds, 108 green seeds, and 101 wrinkled seeds, and 32 wrinkled green seeds. The ratio phenotype was 9 ratio 3 ratio 3. Okay, now what is a Punnett square? It is a diagram that is used to predict an outcome of a particular cross or breeding experiment. We always use Punnett squares, and this Punnett square is named after R.C. Punnett. And what is actually a Punnett square? This is a Punnett square, and this Punnett square is used to calculate the number of possibilities in the genotypes of the organisms. Understand? So when both the parents they have possible genetic setups, their genetic setups are determined and a checkerboard is used. So actually the checkerboard is very useful, and it is used to cross all the possible gametes of one parent with the gametes of the other parent, and then we can find the possible genotypes of the offsprings. Okay, you can use any kind of different genes and you can predict the outcome of the offsprings. Okay, so Mendel explained the two traits which are seed shape and seed color, and they are not tied with each other. It means that the seed shape and seed color are not related to each other. What if the seed shape is green? It does not mean that uh, if the seed shape is wrinkled, it does not mean that the color will be green. So these both are independent. Number two, like it is not bound, the seed is not bound that if it is green it will be wrinkled, if it is round it will be yellow. No, it's not like that. It can be wrinkled and yellow, and it can be round and green also. So this is what he explained, that the segregation of R and R alleles happens when independently of the segregation of Y and Y alleles. So it says that it is not important that this R will be always paired up with this Y, and this Y will always be paired up with this R. It is not important, it is not necessary, or vice versa. And it is even this is not important, that this R will always be paired with this Y, and this Y will always be paired with this R. So like it says that they are not related to each other. From his second experiment, Mendel concluded. So this is actually the conclusion, which is very important. If they ask you about the definition, you have to write this one. That different traits are inherited independently of one another, and this principle is known as law of independent assortment. It states as the alleles of a gene pair, they segregate. It means they get separated and distributed to gametes independently from the alleles of the other gene pairs. So now you understand what he was trying to uh, prove. Now we come towards the Punnett square. See, this one was the filial generation, and this filial generation F1 and F1, now these are the gametes. These are the gametes of the filial generation, and then this is the this one is the F2 generation. Okay, so we are going to write the gametes one by one. We are going to write actually the possibilities. Okay, so the first one is when both of them are dominant, when one of them is dominant and the other is recessive. Then now the other one becomes recessive and the next one becomes dominant, and the now here the both of them are recessive. Okay, but the outcome was round and yellow. All of them were round and yellow. So we are predicting all the different uh, combinations of round and yellow, like how can it be round and yellow. So now what happens is that why don't we get all the green plants? Why? Because the genotype for green plants will be this one, uh, lowercase r, because it is a recessive gene, so we need both the genes as lowercase r, and then both the y's will also be lowercase. That is why, that is when the seed will be wrinkled and the color will be green, but no outcome is like this. So all of them are yellow. See, they are not like true breedings. What is a true breeding? This one is a true breeding, which is uppercase r, uppercase r, uppercase y, and uppercase y. But this one, these are not true breeders. They have, one of them is recessive and the other dominant, one is recessive and the other dominant. So we have to take these in concern, and then with the help of these we are going to make different combinations, which these are the most possible combinations. Then we are going to write all these at one part of the square and other on the other side of the square. So we are going to write on two sides of the square, then we are going to multiply them. See how ry, this is the outcome. Then multiply this and this, what is the outcome? So you keep on multiplying them, take one of the combination and multiply it with this one, then all four will be multiplied and the results will be these. Okay, then you see, the same way you keep on multiplying them, and then afterwards when the multiplication is done, then we will see here. See, this one will be a yellow and round. Why? Because both of them are the dominant ones. Again, yellow and round. This one will also be yellow and round. This one will also be yellow and round. The change comes in here where it is green and round, because R means green and too small y means, no, R becomes, this R means round but too small y means green. Again here also R and R round is the dominant one, so dominant is the green round shape, but the color will be green because y and y both of them are in lowercase. Now this is The same way green and round. Now comes the wrinkled one. So this is small r, it means it will not be round but it will be yellow. This will, again this one small r, it is not round but it is yellow. This, the shape is now the shape is also variant, like it is different. It is r, and r means it is yellow but it is wrinkled yellow. Okay, the seed is and only one was here, and this one was round or wrinkled also and green also. So the ratio which they were proving, if you are going to count these all, there were 9. See, this was the ratio. There were 9 round yellow. Three of them were wrinkled green, and 3 of them were wrinkled yellow. Sorry, round green, and 3 of them were wrinkled yellow, and only one of them was here, which was um, round, sorry, wrinkled and green. Okay, so this was the result in the Punnett square. I hope you understand this.